Yes, yes. Welcome back to the R&R podcast. Your host, Shane O'Mac.
And Graham King. I don't have a funny nickname like that. So.
That's all cool, Graham. But we back.
How's it, guys?
Hope you guys didn't miss us too much. Yeah. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about work ethic and innovation. Because we're living in a world where, technology is rife and we need to be smart. I mean, we use like a small percentage of our brains as an average person. Yeah. And I remember there's thousands of people that wants, or millions of people that wants the same thing that you want. How do you get it? You got to outwork them, okay?
You got outsmart them.
And outsmart them. Yeah, we're giving out secrets here. No? It's a quick fix. It's almost like
I think it's a quick fix, man.
Yeah, no, it's a quick fix, man. It's almost like doing what you call it, trading.
Trading. What's trading? Like
trading. You don't know stocks and currencies.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Work ethic is basically being able to work hard. What's working hard? A lot of people say, why must I work hard? You can work smart, but whilst working smart, you can work hard at the same time in a smart way. We're in the generation now, I think I listen to a lot of youngsters or not even youngsters, even people my own age, talking about, they only pay me so much, but they expect me to do this and they expect me to do that. Then I asked them the question, what are you doing different than what you did last week, last month, or last year to justify that they pay you more? You understand? Remember, you need to advertise what you are worth. How do you advertise what you're worth? You need to show what you have. You got to show your strengths. You got to show your 8 hours from work. You understand?
Yeah. What? They're gonna show what?
8 hours from work.
8 hours from work. Like,
That's Afrikaans word.
8 hours from work.
My broer.
Let's get a like. Now man, tell me what that means. What is 8 hours from work?
to be able to basically keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
So
8 hours from work.
Yes, a lang afstand atleet. 8 hours from work.
Hectic. Okay.
Someone's gonna correct me also. I'm probably not doing the textbook.
Sorry, yeah.
But anyway,
go.
You gotta advertise what you're worth
before
a company can, maybe up your salary or give you a promotion.
Yeah.
And remember, sometimes your promotion's not gonna be within that other company. Someone's gonna see your worth, or a job's gonna come your way. But then you were introduced to the work at your old company that took advantage of you, but now you've moved on to another company. So what I'm trying to say is, guys, have work ethic, because you're not doing it for the company, you're actually doing it for yourself. You're exposing yourself to new experiences. You're creating a notion of hard work. People see that. You might inspire your teammates, which will also work hard and make your job easier. I was in the same boat. I used to complain sometimes. I was a complainer also, here and there, but then obviously changed the mindset where I felt like I was taken advantage of. But then I told myself, listen, but I need to, if I can keep this going, that can go onto my CV as, listen, I ran this department for that long. And it will better my chances, And lo and behold, today I'm running my own business. If I didn't do those things, I wasn't taken advantage of, or I wouldn't say taken advantage, I wasn't thrown in the deep end. Let's rather put it that way. People want to see what you're made of. You understand?
I think Shane, though.
Yes.
I think there are instances where people are taken advantage of. We gotta acknowledge that, because not every situation is a situation that's like trying to uplift you. You know what I'm saying? I think there are situations where your superiors or your company, or
trying to milk you.
They're trying, absolutely, and we can't.
I get what you say. I agree.
We can't pretend that that's not the case, because it is the case. But like to what you're saying, it shouldn't still impact your work ability, your work ethic, your drive to succeed and to do better. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's good for us to acknowledge that there are instances where people are taken advantage of.
I'm trying to maybe make it seem not that way, because a lot of people will fall back on that excuse of I'm being taken advantage of. So that they don't have to, they can feel better about not wanting to put in the effort. You understand what I'm saying? But there is instances, I mean, it's every day. I mean, I would think in most job situations, it could be like that. But if you have drive, you got the work ethic now, you have drive, you've got a goal, that is a great recipe for something that's going to come your way. You understand? Because moving forward, you need to, I mean, you can't be doing the same thing year in, year out and expect a different result. You understand what I'm saying? You actually, after a year, you're going to be a worse worker than you were a year ago, because now you're more experienced at what you're doing, but you got the same output. So you understand.
I get what you're saying.
And being innovative, I was mentioning to Graham, I just thought about it. I mean, if you guys go down different roads and you'll see guys selling crafts, look at the resources that those guys have. They've got maybe a chisel, a hammer, and a picture, and check what the guy does. But that guy's got nothing, you know, but he created something, because it's that, or he doesn't survive. You understand? So we need to adopt that attitude that, listen, I need to create a work ethic so that I can survive in the way that I want to one day. When I say survive, meaning your successes that you want to.
Yes. I'm with you. What the concept of work ethic, how do you sort of define, like, what does work ethic? What is work ethic? Because I think you've spoken about, like, the fact that people need to work hard.
Have a harder work ethic,
you know, and regardless of what.
So it can go two ways. You can have it two ways. You can have someone that has great work ethic, which means whatever they do, they're outstanding in what they do, and beyond. Then you have work ethic where people are just punching the clock and doing the bare minimum, and that's poor work ethic. Now that poor work ethic is just gonna keep you where you are. And the result of that, you might have a complainer, a person that's not happy with their life, and then they just rub on everybody that's at home with that same negativeness. But you're not prepared to do something different to create a different result. So you want to do the same thing or barely anything, but you want your situation to change. We're not magicians. Any world champion, whether in sport, you can ask them, interview them. Did they become a world champion without doing any training? No. They worked hard at their craft to maximize their potential, and that's why they are where they are.
That's also a nice example, like the sports people, because we just, like, the South African rugby team like recently won the Rugby World Cup. And I mean, I was looking at some of these guys now after post World Cup, and just seeing, obviously some of them are 2-time world champions because they played in both World Cups that they won. And I'm just observing how these guys are like living in their success, man.
And it's amazing. It's awesome.
Like, what's this, Cheslin Colby and Damian Willems, I think it is. These guys are out there and they like, I'm a champion. They're in places, they're going around, they're going to their communities, they're doing stuff but they're not only going into those places as who they were before the work, they're going into those places as champions, man. I like that. I like the idea that once you've put in the work, and it's work, because if you listen to some of these guys' stories and where they started in life, they didn't necessarily have all the opportunities. but they needed to work hard. Like Cheslin, what was a short, too short.
Yes.
Like from what I hear from his story, like a lot of people.
So he went against the grain.
Exactly, but he worked that much harder. He did the things that he needed to do, and you know he's where he is today because he deserves it and because he worked hard. His work.
I mean, let's face it, there's talent there.
Yeah.
But remember, talent not
only takes you so far.
Not trained.
Yeah.
You know, is also just wasted talent.
Yes.
So he garnished and he truly used his potential to the max. And I mean, you know, we got to control the things that we can control. We complain about situations that we can change ourselves. You can wake up earlier to get to work on time. Okay, you can control that. Okay. Obviously, traffic you can't control. Someone's gonna say traffic, but then wake up earlier. That's just what a complainer does.
What's that saying? If you on time, you late.
Yes.
And if you late, you late. Well, how does it say? It's like there's a saying. If you early, you on time. Mm-hmm. If you late,
I haven't heard this one, so I can't.
Okay, let me just think quickly. If you early, you are on time. If you are on time, you late, and if you late, you late. You know, so something like that. I could be wrong. Say in the comments the proper saying, but it makes sense to me because you know there's that saying when we grew up, when you know you got advice about when you go to your first interview, you must be there 15 minutes before the time, you know, so that you can become easy, relaxed, and ready for the interview. Because when you arrive there on the time, what does that have? What happens in that moment, right? You're anxious. Maybe you're anxious, exactly. You may be out of breath. Maybe you're sweating. And you're not gonna have a chance to quickly run to the bathroom and just like make yourself look a little bit better, more presentable. You know, you maybe forget the things that you were supposed to say during your interview because of the anxiety that you have of being late. You know, so there's definitely merit in like something as simple as getting to work on time.
No, 100%. So you got control of being on time. You got control over whether or not you put in the work, whether it be in a workplace or you're studying for tests at school. You got control over that. You got control over the fact that you know, you choose to be happy for the day. You've got control. No matter. Remember, we spoke about mindset. When those problems come, don't let that alter your positivity. You choose to be happy. And you deal with those issues. If you can't control the issue, put it in the creator's hands and move on. Okay? So control the things that you can control. Okay? Yeah. For everything else, you can't do anything about it. So with work ethic, like I said, there's thousands of people probably that want to achieve the things that you want to achieve. How do you achieve it? Outwork them. Okay? You don't need to get any gratification from people that needs to see you working. You should be working even when people don't see you. Do that. I mean, you get up early to go. If you're an athlete, get up early. Go put in the kilometers in the morning. If you're a runner or a cyclist or you're a soccer player, boxer, you go do that because your competitor might be doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Lance Armstrong, they asked him, there was an old cyclist back in the day. Yes, I'm gonna butcher this guy's. It's a German cyclist. Anyway, the two of them had a rivalry, and they asked him, you know, if this guy worries him, you know, if he keeps him up at night. They asked Armstrong, no, he doesn't keep me up at night. He gets me up in the morning because he goes and rides in the morning because he needs to train so that.
What's the Lance Armstrong status though? Wasn't he?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking because, like.
Yeah, no, the oak doped.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into that discussion because there's people on that side of the fence and those people.
I'm just being devil advocate because you know obviously someone's gonna listen.
Yes.
And we're talking about work ethic, but then we're also bringing in an example of a person that.
No, but that guy put in the miles. He put in the work. Remember, a cyclist needs to complete the Tour de France.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, we can look at other cyclists. It's just they might not have been caught doping.
So you saying
no.
Okay,
Oh, we're not going to get into this discussion.
Okay.
So
I'm just
maybe let's go to Mike Tyson in the boxing ring, or is that also a problem?
Look, I'm just saying, because like I think the concept of work ethic, with the word ethic being there, it needs to be ethical, right? I'm guessing. And what we're saying is both positive and negative.
But I'm not talking about him in context of him being him. I'm talking about what he said about another.
I get you.
And the other guys.
I'm just saying, like in the case now with the discussion that we're having, like when I heard you brought up Lance Armstrong in a discussion about work ethic, whether that meant that you were using something that he said outside of his situation, to me, it was like, maybe that's not the best person to use in that example, just because he was such a big person and a person of influence. And obviously, with media that's out there today, everybody knows everybody knows something about the situation, whether it's true or whether it's not true. You know what I'm saying? And I think there is situations in everybody's life when you're going to make choices in your workplace that is not going to be the right choice, but it could make you look like you did something good. You know what I'm saying? Because there is those opportunities, because like imagine you cut corners in your workplace, but you're being recognized for being this hard worker, this positive. That's not right. That's not a good work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Because I think like if I'm not refuting what you're saying, but like for me, it's like work ethic means that not only are you working hard, but you're also working honestly, you're working truthfully to the best of your ability. And even when you step out of line, you still step back into line at the same time. Because I think everybody's going to make mistakes in their career, in their life and in their decision making. But we need to bring it back to...
the reason I'm using him when that was told, that was back in the day. I don't even think it might have been in this time when he was caught doping or whatever.
I got you.
But I'm not using the whole scenario of what I just came back at is...
I'm just being that person out there that is like me. So I get you.
Okay, Karen. Karen, what's it?
Yo, brother. Nah. Okay.
No, I'm just messing with you. But anyway, let's say that I got him up. So in a nutshell, what we're trying to say is, I think we got off the topic, and I hope you're still with us. Well, not off the topic, but we took a...
That was a hot topic. Yes.
I hope we still got you here. But let your competitors get you up in the morning. Let your competitors keep you up at night, in the sense of you trying to master your craft. Be innovative. Look at ways on how you can do things better. Okay. One thing that we're lacking as a people today is, with all the technology going on, we don't have quiet time. Take 15 minutes, 20 minutes of your day, just sit and think, try to generate ideas. I cycle now and then. I'm trying to get back into it now again. That's also an issue I'm dealing with.
Work ethic issue.
Yes, because I was just telling Graham, my little one, she's running rings around us with the walking ring. So I need to be where she is, because she's grabbing on stuff. And you got to be fit with these youngsters. So I need to get my fitness back. But it's going to take work. It's going to take sacrifice. I cycle in the morning. I got to get up early in the morning, and I got to do it. So these words that I'm giving you guys, I got to eat myself. Yes. You understand? So what I'm saying is, what was I saying? I think I went off the radar.
Hard work ethic. Yeah. That's the topic. Yeah.
Be innovative.
Innovative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at ways. Like I said, the guys making crafts, they just, they're using the minimum resources that they have, and they're making do with it, and look what they come up with. You've got technology, you've got everything, or some of you, and some of you not as much, but at least I think you're in a better situation than some of the other guys. Use that to the best of your abilities.
And I think innovation is not always about technology. You can be innovative in the way you go about doing things, right? So like I was telling Shane earlier on, I was sharing with my sisters, they turned 24, and I was just having a discussion with them about like achieving your goals. Like if you've set a goal for yourself and maybe you're not in the financial position to get there, right? So maybe you're working your job, you're not earning as much money as you need, but you want to get onto something. If you're gonna be a hard working, if you have good work ethic in your life, you're gonna ask yourself, okay, so I need to get there. What do I need to do to get there? Maybe one of the things I could do is I could get a better paying job. I could study, so I can study further, get an education that's going to enable me to maybe get a better position and earn more money. Or I could start a side business where I maybe have a skill or a talent. Maybe it's making woodworking things. Maybe it's photography. Maybe it's babysitting. Maybe it's just a second job that you go do waiting at night or whatever the case may be. But you are going to be in that position to think outside of the box of your situation. Yes, I work this job. Yes, I earn this amount of money. Yes, that means I can't afford to buy me a car. But what if I think about it differently? What if I say, if I do this or if I do that? That's innovation. Innovation is about looking at what the materials that you have in front of you, the resources that you have available to you, and saying, what do I have to do to accomplish more with what I have, and how can I extend that further? And sometimes that can mean technology. It might mean that you utilize technology to do it. It might mean that you just add more things to your plate. And that's not easy for everybody. But you know what? If you have a goal and you want to achieve things in life, whether it's that cyclist that want to do the Tour de France one day and he wants to, be on podium or whatever the case may be, he knows that's his eventual goal. But before he gets to that point, he needs to do a number of things to get there. Right? He has to train, he has to get up 3 o'clock in the morning and go ride on every mountain peak or whatever the case may be. Well, I'm just speaking out of box, but what I'm saying is you need to think out of the box of what it is that you need to do. And I mean, we live in the best time where people had to think innovatively. I mean, we just came through a massive worldwide pandemic where everybody was under lockdown for extended periods of time.
People had to think on ways
People
to
had
make
to
money.
think. The world had to change because you needed to still do the things. You needed to still make money. You needed to still survive, and you needed to think out of the box. And I applaud people for getting through that time. I mean, it was a devastating time in so many ways, and with respect to everybody that lost their lives. But when I also think of the positive side of things, how people survived during that time, it's applaudable for the things that people accomplished, right?
I mean, I think it tested a lot of people. They learned things about themselves that they didn't know. I mean, people were under immense stress. The banks didn't want to hear excuses on repayments or anything. I think some people got breaks. But yeah, it taught a lot about, taught people a lot about themselves.
Absolutely.
But I mean, there's a lot you can say on work ethic and innovation, but there's also not a lot because it's just hard work. It comes down to
clear cut. Yeah.
If you're not gonna do anything to achieve something, or you're just not gonna get a result. If you gotta, but the thing that you mentioned, the first thing that you gotta put down is a goal.
Yes.
You gotta have something to work. You have to, because then at least you've got your eye on the prize. So listen, I'm in this. I'm not where I need to be or where I wanna be, but I'm on my way there.
Yes.
As long as you can tell yourself you're on your way there, then you're doing the right thing.
Yes.
So guys, please put in the effort. Remember, you are just getting the exposure, you're getting the experience. if you feel that you're not being appreciated, appreciate yourself. Okay, appreciate yourself. It's for the greater good at the end of the day. I normally call it, you paying school fees. You get high school, primary school, high school, you get tertiary education, and then you get work education. And that's the fees that you pay. So you sometimes need to put a little bit more to reap the benefits afterwards. You understand? You got to advertise yourself. And you know, for you guys that's out there that one day want to run your own business, you got to be thrown in the deep end. Because I can tell you now, when you run in your own business, you're in the deep end all the time. And sometimes it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and you got to swim, you know, and you got to keep yourself above water. So
true. I can actually say to that.
Yeah.
I was actually speaking to my wife yesterday, to Taryn, and I was saying to her, I just thought about something within my work.
Yeah.
Because we had a discussion the other day, and I was just thinking, I thought about something that I did in my work, and I reflected back on it, and I couldn't believe that I did that. But I've never spoken about it. I've never let people know about it. You know, it's such a magnificent thing to me to reflect back and say, oh, I did that. Like it's a
proud moment.
It's a proud moment because firstly, we don't give ourselves enough accolade for the hard work that we put in, right? And it depends on how much you are willing to sacrifice, because there will be in business. I don't know if I've ever spoken to any business person that has not had an all-night work night. I've had it many times because it depends on you. It's you that got to put it in. Nobody's going to do it if you don't put in the work.
I mean, if the funny thing is, if you divulge it now, like, if we must really,
detail, but
if we need to totally divulge the things as
Yes.
business owners or what we go through,
Yes.
we're going to scare people away.
Yes.
They're not going to want to start their own business. I mean, like I tell you, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing my admin in the morning because I'm on the road all day. So I can't get the quotes out. I can't get the invoices out. But I'm still at infant stages where I'm still building the business, and now people say, oh, you got to get someone to do that. But remember, my clients, nobody knows how to quote them the way I quote them. I know these are customers I've been dealing with for years. At the back of I've done it, so I've quoted them like hundreds and hundreds of quotes. I know exactly what they want. So building your business, you're building a brand as well. Most importantly, at the ethic that you put, the work ethic that you put in. So you're building a brand, and you will evolve later on, but the work that goes on to getting the foundation laid is, it's crazy. I mean, I have to put scheduled times of emails to go out because I don't want my clients to know the hours I'm working, because they're gonna think I'm crazy. You know, I am.
You schedule it to go out at 8 o'clock.
Nah, half 6, 7 o'clock.
Oh, that's early, right? Oh, okay.
Nah, they can know that I am dedicated, but I don't want them to know exactly.
So dedicated, so desperate.
So desperately trying to get stuff out so early in the morning. But that's what it takes. And if I didn't do that, you know, my business wouldn't be where it is, you know, today. I wouldn't be able to have the guys working for me, to be able to help them, help their families. So this is also how I'm trying to make a difference. By me putting in the work, it's changing other people's lives. And the guys, I've got a good group of guys that works for me. I think they value the work that I put in, or I'm hoping so, because they are hard workers themselves, and I appreciate them. You understand? So as long as, and I mean, I wouldn't ask them to do something I wouldn't try to do myself as well. And I can work alongside them, because that's the ethic that I built on from a young age. From when I was able to start working, I've always installed that in myself. And I've always told myself, you know, bad things can happen to anybody. I can find myself with nothing tomorrow. That's just what life can do to you. You understand? But this thing here, that mindset, that can never leave me unless something else happens to me. And I won't be the one asking for a handout. because that's not the type of person I am. I'll try to pick up a broom, sweep in front of someone's place, not asking for a thing, because they need to give it to me if they feel that I'm worth it. I need to advertise who I am. They moet eerst uithaal en wys. You understand what I'm saying? Because I find a lot of people want to be paid before they do the work. Yeah. Oh, you have to ask for deposits in some instances, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. In different strokes, different folks. But you gotta prove yourself, and also value what you do, because when you value what you do, when you stand in front of someone, you can put your price there, you can put your demand there, because you know what you're able to deliver. Okay? When you don't value your work, someone else is gonna value it and take advantage of you. Do you understand? So you value your work, but you got to put in the work to achieve that level. You understand? So once you reach to that level, people will pay what. I've told people this: follow a career, chase a career. Don't chase money. Once you chase a career or a goal, then money follows you. I promise you this. There's not a word of a lie. Follow a career, and then money will chase you. Okay? That money is just an exchange for your work or your services. But if you create a quality career or service, that money will chase you or follow you.
True.
Don't work for money. Don't work for money, my friends.
I mean, work for money, obviously, but...
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because what will happen is, when you make decisions based on money, okay, you sometimes make the wrong decisions. And you find yourself in a position that you entirely unhappy with. Okay?
Yeah. Don't let money be your motivator.
Yes, determining factor.
Don't let that.
Follow the career. Look at what's best for your career. What's gonna help me, Shane? What's gonna help Graham? You know, to get to the next level. Because remember, we following that blessing that's waiting for us. We're trying to get there. So we gotta respect the steps. Respect the steps. Be grateful in the steps. I'm not where I am, whoever your creator is, I'm not where I am, but be thankful for where you have me at this moment. And I'm thankful that you're helping me to move to where I need to be. Okay? Always be humble and always have humility that accompanies your journey and your process and your steps that you're taking. And there was something else that I wanted to mention, but anyway.
For me, it's just like also just adding on to that. Like, sir, your situation will never be exactly the way you want it to be. Maybe you, the person that's listening to this now, today, and you're like, but maybe they didn't work in circumstances like me. You know, maybe they were happy in their work, or maybe they enjoyed what they were doing, but I don't. I don't like working at this company. I don't like the people that's here. I don't like being the cashier at the till anymore. I don't like to, whatever your circumstance and situation is, I promise you're not the first person to be in that situation, and you're not going to be the last person. But don't be the person that stays in that situation. No. Work, and the only way you can get out of it, as cliched as this sounds, work hard to get out of it. Put your goals down, work towards your goals, and before you know it, you will be able to see the fruits of your labor. But it depends on what you are willing to put in and why you are doing what you are doing. Don't allow your circumstances, don't allow money to be your motivator, like Shane said. Don't allow your circumstances to be your motivator. Don't allow the workplace to be your motivator, because you know what? Those things are just matter-of-fact things in your life. Before you know it, you will be out of there. And here's the thing, man. I know we started off and we're saying, I think you mentioned something about a quick fix or whatever. There's no quick fixes to success. There's no shortcuts to success. You gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the hours. You gotta put in the time. You gotta make the sacrifices. You gotta experience discomfort. You gotta be unhappy sometimes in a working situation. You gotta. It goes on and on and on. But you have to work it out.
I mean, if you go on social media, you I mentioned this earlier. You get guys that's trading, doing currency, stocks, gold, and all that. They will show you photos of lavish lifestyles and all that, and they would want you to get, they want a mentorship, and you need to get on a program, pay them. They'll tell you, give you signals on how to. Let me tell you something. Some of these guys has made quite a bit of money, okay? But that guy won't tell you the hours that he spent in front of that computer.
And sometimes the money that he lost.
And the money that he lost.
No,
but some of them do come on top. I can tell you now, but that's a craft. It's a talent. Yeah. He worked on it every day. He's got to watch. There's so much factors that runs with that. There's no quick fix.
100%.
There's no quick fix with that. So you can make money there. I was telling Graham, I'm so happy, like whenever I go on Facebook and I see our youngsters in our communities doing videos with dancers, and I mean, we've got the Temple Boys and all that. And look what these kids are doing. They created, they didn't wait for someone to give them an opportunity. They took it upon themselves, did beats, made songs, no matter what. I mean, some people listen to them, some don't. But you know what? They created something, something to be proud of, and it's out of our communities. And they worked hard at what they did, and they've reaped they reaped quite a bit out of it.
Some acclaim,
So yeah, guys, I mean, put in the work. I also again wanted to say something, but it slipped my mind. It wasn't all meant to be, I guess, brother.
But yeah, no, definitely. Like, I think the key is hard work. Like, put in the hard work and be innovative about the things that you do. You know what? Think differently about how you can get to where you want to go. I think that's the key. But remember, hard work is always going to be one or other way a part of the story. So yeah, just do what you have to do and believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, and be proud of your achievements, because sometimes your achievements are not always going to stand out, or maybe you don't even recognize your own achievement. Maybe you, like me, you've gone through years of doing hard work and you never took the time to just stop and say, oh man, I did something great. And I didn't even know because I was too busy chasing something else or looking for the next thing. Sometimes you just pause and just reflect and say, wow, I've done something to be proud of. And yeah, I'm excited to see where I get to go next because of the work that I've done. The work has now laid a firm foundation and I can now take it further. So yeah, that's the end for me.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I mean, just on a personal note, for those people that in jobs, which is, not the greatest. I mean, I'll just give you a personal, insight into my life. While I was studying abroad, I was a dishwasher. And you know what? I tried to be the best dishwasher that I could. Because I wanted to get out of being a dishwasher to busboy. Because then I get to go outside and share tips with the waiters. After that, they put me on busboy duties. And then I excelled in that. Got to be a waiter there to make some good money. But at the same time, while I was doing that, I was working on campus in one of the labs as well. So that I used to do after hours, and illegally, mind you, because I was on a student visa. Let me tell you a joke. Okay. I'm gonna tell you a joke. So the international lady was, she never came to this restaurant. That's why I didn't think it was a sushi restaurant. And the one day she came in, I'm like, yo, if she must see me now, I'm in big trouble. And then I just told him, listen, I'm not feeling great. My stomach is working and all that. And I went home. And I told my friend just to let me know when she leaves. And then I came back and I'm feeling good. I'm all good. But
this is your Lance Armstrong story.
Yes, they're not gonna allow me in there again. But those are the things that I had to do, bro. I had to work. My parents never had the means to support me down there, and I didn't want that. That's the one thing about myself. I'm also a very proud person. Sometimes I need to also be able to ask for help, but I don't like asking for help. You know, I want to create. I was put here to be able to be self-sustainable, and that's what I want. I don't want to be a loss to anyone. You know.
But I think like listening to you now, like I very much feel the same way. And I do recognize that we should be open to asking for. We should. But I think sometimes your circumstances put you in that place where you're like, I need to do this on my own, and I can do this on my own. So you persevere despite struggles, and you never necessarily feel comfortable to reach out to someone and say, hey man, can you help me with this? Or, but I think that's also an element of bravery, being able to ask for help. And I think in the cases like us where we don't ask for help, it is a case of pride in a lot of ways, but not pride in a necessarily negative context, but just pride in
keeping everything in.
Yes, exactly. But I do think we need to also, even people that are like us, if you like us, that find difficult to ask or reach out for help, then I think we all need to challenge ourselves.
Because it might not even be financial help. Maybe.
No, absolutely. It could be anything.
Yes, just talking to someone about how you're feeling.
Absolutely. I think there's value in asking for help.
Because a lot of the times I've felt also, there's a whole lot of pressure put onto you because people see you as this person that's excelling, and they obviously don't want, they wouldn't believe if anything went wrong. Because you this, I wouldn't say perfect person, but in their eyes, nothing can go wrong with you. And that
you
just
creates,
there's no problems.
You just got
you okay.
Out.
You okay. I think in a lot of families, I don't wanna get too personal with this, but in a lot of families, you get siblings that nobody really chats to them and asks them if they're okay, because it's just assumed that they're okay. Because the picture out that people are seeing seems okay, or it seems like it's going well. Sometimes you're not in a good place psychologically. Sometimes you also want to hear like, listen, I love you. I'm proud of you, and stuff like that. But sometimes you gotta say that. You gotta say like, listen. But then they will say, no, we know you're okay, but the others needs our help. That's why we concentrate on. So you're not alone. I think there's a lot of people that's in that space.
Yes, there's a lot. There is a lot of people, and that's a story that doesn't often get spoken about. And I actually want to pause on that. And the reason why I want to pause on that, Shane, is because I think that's a topic of another discussion. And I feel like in my heart that that's a topic that we need to talk about. The concept of like being that person in your family that firstly, everybody maybe depends on you. And secondly, nobody sees you as someone that needs help.
You're always a resource. You look at as a resource.
Absolutely. I think that's a topic that I think we can expand.
And you carry a big burden.
Yeah.
You got this whole world on your shoulders. Yeah. I don't know, how did we get here now?
I think it ties in with the concept of needing to ask for help, but not being able to ask. Not being able to ask, but not wanting to ask because you don't want to be a burden for somebody else. But I think there's a psychology behind that of why people are like that. Because of certain things within their family structure sometimes that forces them to be the person that people can depend on and not the person that needs help from somebody else. But I think can we table that one?
No.
Because I feel like that should be a
you can actually get extremely deep with that. Because it encompasses so much. But now we're not gonna go there. Guys, I think you've heard enough of work ethic. We dabbling around other things. Go out there, guys, just put your best foot forward. You know what's required. I know Graham has a different philosophy of this. I heard someone say this, if we do a lot of what we don't like, we might see quite a bit of successes, because everything that not everything, but a lot of the things that we need to do to become successful, we don't necessarily like, but it is required. Okay, we don't like to put in the extra hours because we want to spend time with the family. But like investors that invest money, we got to invest our time, because a lot of us don't have the money to invest. We're trying to invest our time to get money so we can invest money to create more money. But yeah, on that note, just try to maybe concentrate on the things also you don't like doing. Maybe find something in what you don't like that you can like. And maybe just the mindset, like, listen, this is not permanent, but I need to do this so I can achieve that. And sacrifice. Because why are we doing this? We all want to be a good space and be a community. Yes, be a community that we can. I'm not saying we can't be proud of what we have, but I think as a community we can do a whole lot better because we've got so much potential, and it's crying to come out there. But we gotta tap into there. We gotta not be happy with just what we have. We gotta want more. Not to say that you want more to be greedy. No, you want more so that you can touch other people's lives. You know, because some of us are not all going to be business owners. Some of us are not always going to be leaders. But our roles are all different, but we all form a part of what needs to be done. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to stop at that. And I think
100%. I agree fully with the sentiment and what you said in that last part. You know, I think it's definitely just a case of just driving yourself to where you want to be and just taking control of your own destiny to the best of your ability. You know, work hard at the things that you can control, because like Shane said, not every situation is going to be ideal, but you know what, you can decide to make it a stepping stone to where you need to go. You know, not every destination is going to be a vacation. You know, sometimes a destination is just going to be a bit of a hell, you know, a bit of a difficult place. But use it as a stepping stone to where you need to go. And yeah, with that, I'm happy.
And remember, your current situation is not forever.
It's not,
You know, so just let yourself know. It might be a sentence for now.
You can do it.
But you will get free of your situation. But make the most of it, so that when you ever or know someone that's in that space, or when you get into that space again, you know exactly what to do. So make it your
and drop the victim mentality. Because sometimes when we feel sorry for ourselves, we become the victim in the situation. And you know, be the victor. Work hard, get to where you need to be. And then you can be a victor and not a victim.
This is what I wanted to say earlier. I forgot this.
Sure.
Guys, no matter what your old company did or whatever, like I think I've mentioned this in other episodes, but yes, thank you. Please have manners. Don't burn bridges. That's what people remembers. Okay? We never know when we have to cross that same bridge. Okay? You might go on your own. That old company might become a client of yours. You understand? So never make any enemies. Okay? Be civil in any situation. Or not any situation, but you know what I'm talking about. Have manners. It doesn't cost us anything. Smile. Be a lekker person to be around, man. Okay? But at the same time, dala what you must. But be a lekker person and don't burn bridges. Please, people burn bridges, and at the end of the day, they sit with nothing because nobody wants to touch them. Anyway, I'll leave it there.
Guys.
So wrap. Cheers. Till the next time. R&R, roots and resilience. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. See you next time.